Hey everybody, welcome back to Mighty Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and our opponent has asked, I hope there are no trolls in here. I think that's a reference to the worship deck we played last week. This hand's iffy. I'm going to keep it. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. The double Nykthos isn't great, although a lot of times you can use it as a mana ramp. What we do have is this Arbor Elf, which makes any Fertile Ground or Utopia Sprawl we draw in the next few turns very good. And at the very worst, it's a mana ramp, hopefully to these two cards, and this one as well, I guess. So this hand is risky. It could very easily draw, like big cards that cost a lot of mana and not lands, or get our guy bolted and not hit a third land drop or whatever and die. Those are risks, but the upside on it's pretty high as well. Don't know exactly what our opponent's up to yet, given that we haven't seen a card. But this hand is good against sort of a mid-range slow deck sort of strategy, and not great against an aggro deck. Although it's not bad. I mean, basically it's one card away from being a very good hand. And if we draw that card, basically if I were to ask for a card, I would love to go Utopia Sprawl into land, and then this hand's great. So we'll see. We'll see how it develops. The plan, of course, being 2 gifts for Elesh Norn. This deck is really interesting. The mono-green devotion decks had been around for a while, and they've been super fringe. Basically, the win condition on those was to get to Tooth and Nail Entwined and get a Xenagos God of Revels. Yeah, the Xenagod one, not the Planeswalker, and then to also get an Emrakul. The Eon's Torn and put it into play, give it haste. It's a 30/30, Annihilator 6, Fly and Trample, all those keywords that are on Emrakul. And it was a very interesting deck, and not a terrible deck, and one I have on my list to play eventually. And it never really shows up. It's just very inconsistent, and it gets Thoughtseized or it loses its mana creatures. It just can't get to 8 mana fast enough, or 9 mana, or whatever Tooth and Nail costs. I think it's 9, right, to entwine it. And the backup plan wasn't great. So this deck got rid of the Tooth and Nail and tried to get to 9 and said, forget that, let's just play Turbo Gifts Ungiven. And it's just try to Gifts Ungiven out an Elesh Norn. And that's basically all it is in game 1. It's an Elesh Norn. And but it's got a nice backup plan, right? The Garrick plan, the lots of green mana plan, Primal Command loop with Eternal Witness, etc., etc. Got a lot of stuff going on for it. So that's what this version of the deck is aiming to do. At top, I don't know if it top 8 or top 16 to the Modern Challenge last week, and that's where I found the list. So congrats to the person who navigated it to there, because that's a nice, impressive record. I love that tournament. It's got a lot of brews for us on this series, so it's been a pretty fun one to follow those tournaments along. We've got a lot of good decks off of there, including the Troll Worship deck our opponent is talking to us about. He says, it's like you want to destroy MTG with that deck. Well, I do have a lot of fun if other people are not having fun, so there is that. So, all right. Our opponent's on Elves. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, we did it. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a basic forest here, because I think we're going to need to preserve our life total as much as possible, and the Fertile Ground will provide the blue mana we need. I sure wish we'd been on the play. We might get overrun by Elves here faster than we can keep up. It's just a race to get an Elesh Norn in. And we're looking at turn 4 Elesh Norn, so hopefully that's good enough. Because we have the turn 2 for round, turn 3 Gifts Ungiven, turn 4 Elesh Norn. We could die by then, though. That's how Elves works. Oh gosh, and it begins. Okay. He's got 3 cards in hand. Let's see how good they are. Oh my gosh. Well, this is how you die on turn 3. Or his turn 4. You know what? That's a pretty good draw. Because it means I can... I mean, I don't think it's going to be good enough. I can Fertile Ground it again here. It might be enough. With the Garrick, we might be able to pull it off next turn. It's possible we can pull it off next turn. I'll wait and see what we draw before I figure out math. But we might be able to make enough mana from it and the Nykthos. Yeah, I think it might work. I think we might be able to pull off turn 3 Elesh Norn. I'm not going to count yet. I have to count mana if it's like a million times to make sure I'm doing it right. Our opponent moving to combat here is pretty good for us. What's happening? Courting for 2? Oh, just pumping? Wow, that is aggressive. Okay. But you know what? That's a good strategy, and he probably kills us next turn. Okay, that doesn't help. All right. Blue. Green. Okay. So this is just even right now, so that's no good. So we need to start with this. All right, now I want a white. And I don't think this one matters, right? So we may as well get green. I don't think I have enough. I think I have 7 mana when I need 8. Okay, so this makes 3. So tap, it doesn't do anything. So we play Garrick. Because I lose my... Well, no, I can still do that, huh? Okay, so I can play Garrick, then use the white and blue to Devotion, and then I can untap, and this can still make white and green, or white and blue. Okay, we'll give it a shot. It's going to be impressive if we pull it off, and people watching probably know this math better than me and know if I have the mana to do it or not, but we're going to find out. And to find out as we go. We'll do it live. It's more fun that way. There's also, I don't know, maybe there's an argument made to Primal Command. You just put a land on top of his deck. If he couldn't kill us last turn, you put a land on top of his deck, you gain 7 life. So we definitely have the mana next turn. Yeah, I'm not going to. All right. So this makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is a lot of mana here. Okay, yeah, we've got it. With some to spare. How much to spare? I can go down to 3 and up to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 1 short of being able to do this and this. So, okay. Right, because I can go to 4 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 9, which gives me 11 total, which is, yeah, not enough. 2 off. Okay, so, but that doesn't matter because I think we're going to win. What a weird game. I've never gone off on turn 3 before. All right, Elesh Norn. On Burial Rites. I'm done. On Burial Rites. On Elesh Norn. What do you know? We did it. All right, we got there. I think maybe I actually had another land drop. Maybe we could have got this in there. I don't remember. I guess I did have another lane drop. We could have. Whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. Iona's good here. Emrakul's bad. Emrakul's the main deck. I just never want it, though. Okay. So I think this spell's actually good here. I think, like, Sphinx of Lost Truth is pretty bad. I think that Acidic Slime is probably pretty bad. Honestly, Thragtusk doesn't seem great either. The Sphinx might be better than the Thragtusk. Probably not when we're on the draw, though. The Dispels are good, though, against Collected Company and Quarter Calling. Okay, we'll give this a shot. I can't believe we won that game. Well, this is pretty good. It's good at Plan A. If he has an answer to Plan A, we're in trouble. But opponent mulled to 6. Good start. Good start. What a Land of War Elf. Who could have seen that one coming? Fertile Ground is what I like to see. Is this how we went off on turn 3? So we may have just had the mana naturally. I forgot about actually playing a land and all that math I was doing. We may have just naturally had a turn 3 without the crazy Garrick shenanigans. It's possible I overthought it entirely. Well, at least this wasn't a... Well, please don't play Heritage Druid. Alright, sweet. This is good for us. Oh my gosh, so we're just going to be able to turn 3 again. Just carbon copy. Pretty sick. Oh, we had Nykthos last time, didn't we? So that not exactly the same. Probably going to end up the same here. Right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's enough. Turn 3 Elesh Norn again. That's pretty sick. If he does anything but play a Rest in Peace here, I think the game's over. Could be a Rest in Peace. He's got the mana. Shocked himself. And has cast Elvish Mystic. Alright, moment of truth. That's not white mana. Dwynen's Elite. I think we're going to do it. I don't know. Sure. How sick was this? Jeez. It's insane. This deck's great. Love it. Love it. How absurd. It's turn 3. Why wouldn't we have an Elesh Norn again? I just turned 3 Elesh Norn casually 2 games in a row. Against a deck that can never beat Elesh Norn. Pretty silly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is not... You're playing Elves. This is a good turn 2. Look at your turn 2. It was so good. Oh my gosh. Wow. And I say this, it's not even the net draw, right? The net draw would involve Utopia Sprawl instead of Fertile Ground and more Garrick, but it's pretty close. That was pretty silly. My opponent says, Elves can't beat a turn 3 Elesh Norn. Yeah, not many decks can. Sorry I had the net draw 2 games in a row against Elves anyways. There's a lot of decks where that would not be as good as it was. However, in this game it was. Now, am I able to play Iona this turn? That's what I really want to do. I don't think so. Maybe, though. This will tap for 4, play Garrick. Oh my god, I can. Opponent says he hasn't been blessed with our good fortune. Tap turn 3 Elesh Norn. Well, if you thought that was good fortune, wait until we follow it up with a turn 4 Iona. What just happened? We played turn 3 Elesh Norn, turn 4 Garrick and Iona. This is silly. This is Magic as Richard Garfield intended it to be played. Look, there was even a Land of War Elf played. All right, that is as vintage Magic as it gets. Not actual vintage in this case, but classic Magic right there. If this is how it's supposed to work, you know what I'm gonna? Oh, look, we drew another Garrick, so I can just overrun this Garrick. Why not? That's how it works. I don't know. We're just gonna attack with a 12/12 Iona. That's all. Why wouldn't that what happens. This deck was great. I'm going to play some more because that was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. This is Mighty Modern. I'm Corbin Hostler, and that was a lot of fun. So let's try to do it again.